Hey YouTubers, the Polish Piper, coming to you live from my bathroom. Thank you very much for the applause. I don't need any applause. You guys need the applause, because you guys are awesome. Okay. I have some sick stories today. One sick and one funny. I figure I owe you guys a couple of those stories. Oh. First, before I begin, I'm going to be smoking my Jake Hackert, and in it will be some Frog Morton on the Town. This smoke and my beer is going out to you, Cort, because you are a man who served our country well, and this is my way of saying thank you. I don't know how else I can repay, what you did, the service you did for our country. I messaged Cort not too long ago because I saw his Veterans Day video, and I didn't get to see it in its entirety on Veterans Day because I was very busy coming back from work late, and I had company over the next day. So finally, just recently, a day or two ago, I finally saw it in its entirety, and it was really good. And I emailed him and told him about how I feel about veterans and stuff, how my grandfather served in both World Wars, how I also had a co-worker in the Army who, him and his unit were ambushed in Iraq, and a couple of his guys got killed, and my co-worker was lost. They couldn't find him, but he was found, and he's okay. So, Cort, my pipe and my beer to you. Thank you for doing a great service for our country. I know it's a lot being in Iraq for a year, and I got my Army shirt on for you. So I want everybody to smoke a pipe and a beer in his honor. Salute you, Cort. Now on to my stories. Today was a whole lot of stuff going on at work. This video will be a funny, sick one, and then I'm going to do another video after this. It's on a more serious topic. It's not funny, but I figure I have to let you guys know. So today, we get a call to go get a hairy guy. It's one of those I fall and then I can't get up kind of calls. And its technical term in EMS is called bariatric, meaning very large persons. So we get there, and my partners at work already have taken this guy home before. And I already knew what I was getting into. I've never had this guy before, but I knew what I was getting into. So we get the call for the fallen, can't get up person. And he's a very heavy guy, like 400 pounds. I wouldn't be surprised if he was a little more over 400. And I'm going to say it right now. Today's the first, and I hope the last time, excuse me, that I've stepped in human shit. And it better damn well be the last time. I haven't even stepped in my own shit. I had to step in somebody else's shit. So this guy, due to his size, is not very mobile, I guess. And he had shit all over his house. In the living room, in the bathroom. I don't know about the kitchen. I didn't wander into the kitchen. Shit leading into his bedroom. Shit on the carpet. Shit on the bed. Shit on him. And so he fell out of bed. He rolled out and he was laying on the... I'm sorry if I'm laughing, but it's just... That's how I deal with stresses of the job. Is I have to laugh. Because if I don't, I'm going to be a sorry piece of shit for a very long time. So he's on the floor, and there's already a volunteer ambulance squad on scene going to help us out. But they call my company because we have a special stretcher that holds fat people. Again, I don't want to offend anybody by saying fat, but like I said before, that's how we talk about things in EMS. How do we get our, how we go about our day. That's how we deal with our calls. So I'm sorry if I offend anybody. It's just how I deal with the calls at work. So we finally figure out how to get this guy out, and it wasn't that easy. We get what's called a Reeves. It's basically a soft stretcher with handles and straps. So we take all his shitted blankets. I mean, there's shit all over the place. It's disgusting. Like, I understand if you have bad health and it's in your genes that you get big and you really can't do anything. But if you're lazy and you let this happen to you, I'm not gonna say the words that are in my head, because I don't want to offend anybody. So we roll this fat guy and roll him onto his side. Oh, and we stick the Reeves under him. And as soon as we roll him on his side, this waft of just human urine and old crusty feces from his butt to his satchel just wafts up, and I'm bending down to help move him, and it just wafts and just sucker punches me right in the face. Feces and piss. Shit and pee-pee. And I immediately start hacking. Like right there. With a bunch of people in the room. And this guy lives alone. So we finally maneuver him onto the Reeves. The smell is putrid in the house. So we finally get him. I go get the big boy stretcher. I bring it up to the steps of the house because we cannot bring the stretcher into the house. It was an apartment. So thank God it's on the first floor. Because I can't stand when I go get big people and they're like on the second or third floor and we have to carry them down. So, 3 people, my 2 partners and another person from a different company, are dragging him on the floor in the Reeves through his own shit. So we're dragging him from his bedroom with the shit on the carpet, shit in the hallway, shit in the living room. We drag him out, we lift him up onto the stretcher, and we lift him up. And we load him into the ambulance. Now, I don't know why I have such wonderful luck with people like this. Like I said before in my other video, the crazy cat lady who was covered in cat feces and cat urine. So, this guy is okay. He's just complaining of a little pain into the back of his head because he rolled out of bed. And he was coherent, he was conscious, alert, and oriented ×3. And that's for all you people who know medical terms. So we gotta get him to the hospital, get him in the truck, in the ambulance, and we get him to the hospital. And we have to move him over onto a hospital bed. And the smell of human piss and shit just wafts and hits me in the face again. And I can't take it, so as soon as we get him onto the hospital bed, I get my stretcher out, clean it, and I get the hell out of there. The shit I have to deal with. I like my beard. Hey, Dagner. No, not there yet. Well, I'm getting there. So, yeah, that was my first one. That's my first sick story of today. And the second, I had a feisty little old lady. Like, I think she was 81 years old. She was being discharged from the hospital to go to a psych unit. So we transfer her, and she has to sit her in the room watching her because she's got the psych problems. It's called 1-to-1. So we get there, and the nurse is like, don't even go near the room until you're ready to leave with her. So my partner's getting paperwork, the nurse is getting paperwork finalized. And the little old lady is, obviously I think I didn't do the report, my partner did, but it was obvious she had dementia, and not revealing names, not revealing hospitals, locations, because that's against privacy. So, we get her, and a whole bunch of other people come. I think this is a total 5 people in the room. So I get the stretcher ready. We try to get her to get up from her bed, and she's picking stuff up, throwing it everywhere, screaming, spitting at people. And we finally, the nurse gives her a shot of Haldol. It's a sedative to calm her down. So, we finally get her up, and she is fighting with us. Fighting. 81 years old. Had to have been like 100 pounds. Little old lady. And she was speaking Creole, so you really couldn't understand what the hell she was saying. She would speak English, just barely you could understand it. Screaming at us. She's swinging, punching, jabbing, and everything. So we get her on the stretcher. And she's fighting to get off. I mean, arms flailing, arms flailing, knees flailing, God knows what else. And she's getting really aggressive now. I mean, one person's up by her head, holding her shoulders down. One person is holding her right arm, another person holding her left arm, and I'm holding both knees down. And this lady has so much force. I'm bending down on top of her, well, applying pressure onto her lower extremities. I was not implying that I was going down on an old woman, but applying pressure. And as my top portion, I'm a heavy guy. I'm 260 pounds. I must have been at least 100 pounds of pressure I'm putting on her knees just to keep them down. And she still has her knees up. So, and she's fighting, swinging, spitting, cursing. She called me a motherfucker. She called me a killer. She told me to go to hell. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm laughing, and I just give her serious faces, and that adds more fuel to the fire. She starts cursing again, screaming, and she's like, "Go to hell." And I say, "Okay, I'll go to hell. Just please, let us take you. Just put your legs down so I can strap you in." But it got so bad we had to get the restraints, the 4 points, meaning one on the ankle, one on the ankle, one on the wrist, one on the wrist. So it's 4 points. And we have to get a doctor's order to get restraints because we need proof as to why we're restraining this patient. It's for our own safety and for the staff's safety. So we finally get her in. I tighten the restraints on. I'm fighting. I'm working up such a sweat because she's flailing all over the place. And I also have the 3 seatbelts on my stretcher to even secure her down more. And she's still moving around. But she's calmed down just a little bit. So we finally get the hell out of there, go in the elevator, and she's giving us a dirty look like a camel does, you know, and getting ready to spit. She hasn't spit on us yet. And, man, we get her inside the ambulance, so we decide to have a little fun. So my partner's sitting in the back with her, I'm driving, and I'm blasting 89.5 WSOU, and there's Pennywise playing, I'm blasting that, and we're both screaming at the top of our lungs, singing, and that gets her to shut up, basically, and it angers her, but you know what? If there are, you know, tight-ass trolls out there who are watching this video, who are against, you know, my methods of de-stressing the job or dealing with the stresses of the job, you know, screw you, trolls. That's how I deal with my life, my job. And today my neck and my back and my shoulders are killing me because of moving that fat guy. So we finally get her into the psych unit, and she's as calm as a freaking. She's as calm as my tin of Frogmorton sitting on the sink right there. Nice and calm. Gets up, goes into her room. Oh, but then she gives another outburst, cursing at me, whatever. And then the nurses and aides over there say, "Oh, I know her. That's the lady who will walk around here, spread her butt cheeks apart, and shit all over the place, and shoot the shit from her butt, and smear it all over the place. She would take her poop and fling it at the people in the office." Oh my God. Like I said, the shit I deal with on the job. Man. But, yep. Those are my 2 highlights of the day. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys found it funny. Go ahead and laugh at my expense. I welcome you. That's why I'm on YouTube. Entertain you guys so you can laugh at me. Oh, I want to thank one fat bastard for he's going to send me some of that new Boswell chocolate blend. And when I get that, one fat bastard, I want to smoke it in this beautiful Jake Hacker that you don't have, which I have. Woo! Look at that. Woo! I'm just kidding, bro. You the man. Cort, my pipe, and my beer, and my hat's off to you, buddy. Thank you for doing such a great service for our country. I will be forever grateful. Because, you know, I'm not kissing up. I'm just being very grateful. Because my grandfather fought in World War I and World War II. My grandfather survived the massacre of all the Polish officers in 1939 by the Soviets after Poland got invaded. And that was known as Katyn, K-A-T-Y-N. My grandfather, luckily, was not an officer at the time, so he escaped death. So, yeah. And my pipe and my beer goes out to all the veterans who are battle-hardened, who are not battle-hardened, because the ones that stay on American soil, without them, our operations overseas will not go as we would need them. Because PC Smoker brought that up in one of his videos on his Veterans Day observation, that our military forces that are not battle-hardened or are not overseas or on American soil, they need to get recognized too. Just because they weren't doing actual fighting, you know, they deserve lots of recognition. Because who would do their job, you know, if they weren't around? So yeah, hope you guys like my story, my stories. Once again, thank you, Cort, and thank you, PC Smoker, for putting up that video. Stay tuned for another video I'm going to shoot in a little bit. It's going to be on a more serious note, on a sad note, but I figured that people should know about this stuff. I will see you all later. Oh, Samuel Adams, Latitude 48. India Pale Ale. Cheers.